Welcome to the modeling portion of this Blender section. Now I'm going to be breaking down the modeling into two parts, basic modeling and then edit mode modeling. Now basic modeling, I'm going to consider everything that can be done within object mode, and edit mode will be everything that's done in edit mode. So to start us off with basic modeling, you need to know how to select. And to do that, you're just going to right click on an object to select it. Now if you need to select multiple, hold shift when you right click and then you can do that. If you need to deselect one, hold shift and right click twice on the object that you want to deselect. If you want to deselect everything, press A twice, and to select everything, press A once. I'll make sure to include a cheat sheet in the resources so that you can always remember which keys to press. As far as actually editing the things in the scene, you can delete them by selecting them and pressing X. You can add them in by pressing Shift A and choosing one. Now there are lots of meshes here to choose from, but I'm just going to choose a cube for the example. You can move them around by pressing G, rotate them by pressing R, and scale them by pressing the S key. Now you can constrain any of these actions to any axis by pressing the letter that represents that axis. For instance, if I'm scaling an object, but I just want it to scale along the red axis, I would just choose X. So the red axis is always going to be X, and the y-axis is going to be green. Now there's an up and down axis that you can't see, but that is the z-axis. So if I want to scale on the y, I would have pressed S, Y, or on the z, S, Z. Now you can also do these in increments. After typing an axis, you can type in a number and it will snap the operation to that exact number. So if I press 2, that means it will have scaled the cube exactly 2 times on the z-axis. Now the same goes for grabbing and rotating as well. If I want to grab this on the Y for 5 units, I would press G, Y, 5. I can swap the sign on that number just by pressing the minus key. So right now I moved positive 5 on the y-axis, but if I want to move negative 5, I would press the minus key. And I can press the minus key as many times as I want to flip the axis. The same goes for rotation, and you can type in the amount of degrees that you would like it to turn, as well as the axis. So I could type in Z, so that it's rotating on the Z-axis, and then 45, and it will rotate exactly 45 degrees along the Z-axis. That about does it for basic modeling. Now let's move on to edit mode.